Hi everybody, it's a part-time prepper. Today I'm going to do a short video on best first gun. I had my brother-in-law and my little nephew come up from Florida a few weeks ago, and we were out shooting my son's little .22. And my nephew had never been shooting before, and my brother-in-law is not a gun owner. So we went out back and we shot a few. We kind of taught him gun safety, you know, how to carry it, how to point it, when to put your finger on the trigger, just basic stuff. He's only 6, so obviously I was there helping him out. But that's really not the point of the video. The point of the video is my brother-in-law, after we were shooting, which we had a good time, and he asked for a recommendation on a first gun, mainly for home defense. He wasn't sure what kind of pistol or caliber or what I would recommend for a first-time gun owner. And I had to think about that for a moment, because I'm a pistol lover and I have more pistols than I do long guns. But after thinking about it for a couple seconds, the first thing that popped into my mind is, if you're a first-time gun owner or looking to purchase your first gun, especially if it's for like self-defense or something that you want to be able to use more than just home protection, 12 gauge shotgun. And I'm not going to go into what brand or whatever, just a pump. Decent. This is a Mossberg 500. Remington makes a good shotgun. I would stick to a pump rather than a semi-auto just for simplicity and for cost effectiveness. And the reason I recommend a 12 gauge shotgun, specifically 12 gauges, is because there's so many different loads and chokes you can use. You know, I take this trap shooting with a modified choke. You can put full. You can put an open choke for a scatter. You can shoot bird shot. You can shoot buck. I've also got a slug barrel, so I can shoot slugs if I want to go deer hunt with slug, or if I just want to punch through an engine block of a semi truck or whatever. But anyways, just the versatility of a 12 gauge shotgun is just really hard to beat. And for $250, and depending on if you're going to get a couple barrels, this one's a 28-inch vented barrel, and then I've got like a 24-inch rifle barrel. But just the different kinds of loads you can shoot. There's even non-lethal loads with bean bags and rubber pellets. Now I don't bother with anything like that. I'm usually shooting bird shot or buckshot or turkey. This is good for put a turkey choke on here, and you've got a pretty tight pattern. But I guess one of the reasons why I really recommend the 12 gauge is just because of the versatility of it. And you can do it reduced loads, you can do full power loads, and it tends to be very accurate. So I'm just going to take a shot from about 40 feet, 45 feet away at some vinegar bottle. And well, let's see, that's probably maybe 20-something odd yards behind me. And this gun, and I'm using a Winchester military grade 9-shot 00 buck. You can pick these up if you can find them at Walmart. They're usually about $1 a shot. But for my gun, they just shoot pretty tight. And I'll just show you. I had set that down real quick. Whenever you're getting a different load or a different kind of ammo, you always want to hit paper. And I usually start at about 10 yards away. Usually 10 to 15 yards is where I'll do. And for this particular shot on my gun, aiming at point of center, I had 3 pellets pretty close, and these are reduced targets too. I shoot all reduced to make it more difficult. Anyway, so I had 3 pellets pretty tight here. I had 3 plus the wad hit right here, and then 3 kind of a little farther out. So a typical 9-shot 00 Bach will give you 9 pellets. And to kind of give you an idea, that's like being shot by 9 380s at point blank range at once. So it does pack a lot of a wallop. It also will penetrate clothes. It'll go in. FBI ballistics say that for home defense you should have 12 inches of penetration in gel. And there are other loads for shotgun that will do that, like 01 buck and things like that. I'm not going to get into all the different kinds of loads. But again, if you're looking for a first-time gun owner and you want something that you can go hunt with, something that you can go shoot some trap and skeet. Well, not so much skeet with these, but trap, I do okay shooting trap with it. You want home defense. You want the ability to have slug penetration, which is one huge bullet that will crack, seriously, will go through anything. Now obviously in a home defensive situation, you have to be aware of your surroundings, your backstop, what's behind you. You know, a 00 buckshot is going to go through your drywall, so you don't want to be shooting at someone that's standing right in front of your children's wall or their bedroom. But that's with any kind of firearm and any kind of defensive situation. You have to be aware of your surroundings. And to be honest, if someone's rampaging in your house and you have to defend yourself with a shotgun or a gun, the chances of them firing or shooting or hitting somebody else is pretty high too. So nothing stops buckshot like a perpetrator's body, to be honest. So knowing your gun, being comfortable with the loads you're shooting in, and being proficient. There's always training and stuff like that. But again, if you needed one gun for survival, for home defense, for hunting, a 12 gauge is very hard to beat. And ammo is relatively plentiful, and it's cheap. You could use birdshot or turkey load for self-defense. I don't recommend that. I don't really think anybody does. But you do have the option. Obviously, I wouldn't want to be shot by birdshot or a turkey load, a 3-inch Magnum turkey load, anywhere on my body. If that's all you have, well, then that's a lot better than throwing a rock at them, right? So, but again, the versatility of the 12 gauge is just hard to beat. And price-wise, it's and also too, for not that this really matters a lot, but for political reasons, everybody sees an AR-15 and, you know, it's a 223 or a 5.6 NATO, and oh, that's a scary looking gun. And, you know, it's an effective weapon, but I sure wouldn't want to be shot with a 00 buck, that's for sure. I don't want to be shot, period, but I sure don't want to be shot with a 12 gauge 00 buck. That usually will end the situation with one shot. You're usually, according to statistics, it's like 96% in any kind of defensive shooting or anything where police have used a shotgun to stop a perpetrator, a crime. 12 gauge 00 buck will drop them down after one shot within, I think it's something like 20 to 30 yards. So even if that's 20 yards, that's 60 feet away. That's still quite a bit of distance. And I'll be honest, with this and with turkey load in here in a choke, you can hit something at 60, 70 yards and hit them pretty hard and knock them down. So again, if you're a first-time potential gun buyer, or you don't have any long guns, you live in the city and, you know, maybe you just shoot pistol at the range. Out in the country, obviously you need long guns and you have the ability to shoot it. But I would really recommend a 12 gauge. For your first gun, especially for home defense, it's just hard to beat. So if you're not following me on Twitter, please go to Twitter. I am Part-Time Prepper at Twitter, address below. And I hope you picked up something useful from this video. Again, these are just my opinions, take with a grain of salt. But anyways, hope you're following along, and I hope you stay safe.